Welcome, everybody, to the first real episode of our Chicago White Sox draft-only franchise. The new thing we're going to do on the channel here. And like I said in the preview video, thanks to Fiend Franchise for having a wonderful Rockies draft-only franchise in his channel and giving me the idea to try this myself. So, as you can see, the White Sox are dead last in the Major League in almost every category except speed. But that'll change once we cut all the players on the 40-man roster. Go in and look at that roster. All of these guys are going bye-bye. So the good thing is we do have a few high-level prospects. Hagen Smith is the top pitching prospect we have on the players that are not on the 40-man. He's actually their best prospect pitcher, period. But for this purpose of our franchise, he's the number one pitcher that we have. Really excited to watch him pitch. Got a lot of strikeouts in college, and hopefully that'll translate into the pro game. You can see he's pretty well balanced and high velocity, decent break. He's a big boy, 6'3", 225. So nice having a flame-throwing left-handed pitcher in the rotation. They're not easy to find in the draft. Next up, we have Davy Garcia, a little bit older, 24 years old. B potential 66. His hits and strikeouts per nine are a bit low, but his pitching clutch is good. So if you guys get on base, maybe he can shut them down. We'll see how he progresses in the minor leagues. Catching, we do have a catcher, Edgar Caro. He's 21 years old, 67 overall, B potential. He's got really good defense, can hit a little bit. Got to work on that vision, discipline, and clutch. His durability is a touch low, so hopefully he won't get hurt. He is a switch hitter, so that's really good. So if he can get the hitting stats up, then he'll be in the lineup every day once he gets to the major leagues. Got to love a switch hitting catcher. Shortstop Colson Montgomery is their number one prospect. He can play third base as well. Left-handed bat. Already has a good, decent bat. Better than average defense. Little bit of speed, but not great. He's another tall one, 6'4", 205. He could play third, depending on how he develops with the power game. So if we end up getting a shortstop in the draft, we need to move him to third. That's a possibility. We also have Jacob Gonzalez, who I'm leaning towards moving to second base at some point. Split those two up. He's 21 years old, 65 overall, B potential. Can play second, short, and third. Bat is behind his glove at this point. We also have a center fielder here. Going right past him. Samuel Zavala. 19 years old, 63 overall, B potential, good defense, really good speed. He's just got to work on his hitting. He's got some contact, not a ton of power, as is the case with all these young guys. We've got to work on the vision, discipline, and clutch, get all of that up so that the contact and power really take off. He's another left-handed bat. We do have some C potential guys I'm interested in. This Wes Kath, not bad defense, decent speed, can hit a little bit. He is 21 years old, can play some third base, so that's kind of interesting as well. George Wacklow, 18 years old, another C potential outfielder. He's got a little more power than contact. His defense is average and decent speed, but there's not a ton. There's DJ Gladney, he's 22. He's got a little more power against lefties. Can play some first and third in the outfield as well. So, we have a few guys out here. We don't have a ton. We do have two high-level guys with Colson Montgomery and with Hagen Smith. So I'm excited to get this season started. We will watch Hagen Smith start the first game of the AA season. And, as some of these younger hitters perform in the game, I'm not going to just limit it to Hagen Smith on his starts. If Montgomery or Gonzalez or somebody else does something in the game, we'll throw those highlights in as well and make sure we cover them all in one shot. So that's what we are in store for, starting all over from scratch. This team's already rock bottom, so what do we have to lose, right? So let's get into this first game of the season and see how things go. Welcome to Birmingham, Alabama, as the Barons host the Chattanooga Lookouts in our first gameplay of the franchise. Pretty excited for this. This will be the first start of Hagen Smith's professional career. White Sox pitcher was taken 5th overall in this summer's real MLB draft. And he was a dominant pitcher for Arkansas in the SEC. He went 9-2 with a 2.04 ERA and 161 strikeouts in just 84 innings his senior year, setting an NCAA record with 17.3 strikeouts per nine. And his dominance wasn't only at the collegiate level. In high school, as a senior, he had 7 no-hitters. His senior year, 7. Yes, I didn't stutter. I'm expecting a lot of strikeouts today since Smith's opposition on the mound is fellow strikeout pitcher Chase Burns. And Smith's first batter, ground ball up the middle. Montgomery grabs, throws on the run, and he got him. Nice range by Colson Montgomery. Can't wait to see that at the major league level. And that's the first out of Hagen Smith's pro career. Next up, center fielder Quincy McAfee steps in. 1-2 count. And he hits a pop foul behind third base. It's going to be Gonzalez running over, and he's going to grab that for the second out. And in steps right fielder Austin Hedrick. Smith trying to get a 1-2-3 first inning and doesn't get the call there. Ball 4. It's his first pro walk, first runner allowed. Now he gets to face DH Austin Callahan with 1 on, 2 out. 1-2 count, and the pitch from Smith. Little fly ball into medium right field. George Wacklow runs over, catches that, and we're done with the top half. And Smith has a near perfect first inning. All right, bottom of the first. We already have runners at second and third. Nobody out. Colson Montgomery up. Chase Burns in a little bit of trouble already. And pitch inside. He's going to shoot that into right field. And it's going to drop right in front of the outfielder. Throw's going to come in, but 1 run's going to score as he holds the other guy up at third. And the Barons get on the board first. Colson Montgomery drives in the first run of the season. Seeing the replay here. Jammed a little bit. Got enough of it to get to the outfield, but not get to the outfielder. And the Barons jump out front early. Now we got the bases loaded and nobody out. Tim Elko, the first baseman, steps in, and he's going to hit a flare into right field as well. And that's going to drop. And that's going to plate 2 runs. And we're going to have a 3-0 Barons lead here, and there is nobody out. Not the debut Burns was looking for on his end. Still got 2 on, 2 out this time. Gonzalez steps in. Burns trying to get out of the jam. Here's a ground ball to second, and he will get out of the jam. But not until he makes 43 pitches in the inning. Gives up 3 runs on 4 hits, and the Barons are off to a fast start. All right, second inning. Peyton Burdick, left fielder up. Smith throws, and he misses down and in. That's going to be his second walk of the game. Second in 2 innings. Pitched around the first one. Now he's got second baseman Ivan Johnson in. Looking for that double play ball, I guess. And, oh, he hit him, but he swung. Umpire says he swung at the pitch, so even though it hit him, it's strike 3. That's his first pro strikeout. Dominic Patelli is going to be his second strikeout as he blows that right down the middle right by him. He's 1 out away from getting out of his second inning with only 2 walks allowed, no hits. Rogers now, and he reaches on a pitch out of the zone, and that's strike 3. Smith recovered both times from his walks. He's cruising through 2. After the Barons went down 1-2-3, we step to the third inning here. Yang swings and misses. That's his 3rd straight strikeout. Smith's on a roll now. Back to the top of the order with Davis Wetzel. Third baseman for the Lookouts. And in check swing, and they got him on the splitter. That's 4 straight Ks for Hagen Smith. Like I said, he's on a roll. Let's see what kind of roll it is. McAfee steps in, and he chases one out of the zone as well. That's 5 straight Ks. I'd say he's on a major roll. 2 walks allowed, 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. Everything you wanted so far from Hagen Smith. All right, head to the top of the 4th. Still 3-0 Barons. Hedrick back in the box and takes that pitch low and away. 2-2 count to the leadoff batter. See, Hedrick was a first-round pick in 2020. And here's a ground ball in the hole. Montgomery's got it. Quick throw, and he got him. Nice range by Montgomery. You can see he went to his left early in the game, goes to his right. Going to be great range at shortstop. We're going to need that at the major league level. In steps Austin Callahan, the DH again. He's going to hit a fly ball into right. Wacklow runs in and catches that about knee-high. Prevent the first hit of the game. So when Smith hasn't struck people out, he's had great defense behind him. Next up, Burdick. And he's going to strike out on a slider down and in. One of those back foot Steve Carlton sliders you can't hit. That's 6 Ks as we head to the 5th. I'm sorry, bottom of the 4th. Wes Kath is up, our young outfielders. He's going to hit one in the hole. Shortstop's got it. Patelli, throw not in time, and he beats it out. Kath using his legs. Now up with 1 out is Gonzalez, our third baseman, playing today. He can play second, play short, and he's going to hit one all the way to the gap, and it's going to roll to the wall. Kath is going to come all the way around, and it's going to be 4-0 Barons here in the 4th inning. Offense is rolling, pitching is rolling. Great start by Birmingham. And that's going to be it for Burns. He's done. Didn't get through 4 innings. Disappointing start for the lookout pitcher. All right, head to the 5th, 4-0. Ground ball is short. Montgomery grabs, throws again. Easy out at first. Barons have had everything rolling. Hitting, defense, pitching. Here's Patelli with ground ball off Smith's foot, and Gonzalez races in, and he's not going to be able to get him. And that's going to be the first hit of the game by the lookouts. It's Hagen Smith taking a no-hitter into the 5th. Hopefully he's okay. Looks fine. Doesn't look like that ball bothered him too much. In steps Jack Rogers, man on first. 3-2 pitch with 1 out. And there's a line drive into right field. Deep to the wall, and it's gone. That short porch and right grabs a home run. And it's a 4-2 game. Chattanooga comes right back and shaves this lead in half. Wonder if that ground ball of Smith's foot took part of his attention away from the batter. Next batter up, and he pays for it. Looks like he threw it right down the middle, and Rogers didn't miss. See here on the replay. And he grooves it right down the middle, and Rogers right off the meat of the bat. That was a laser shot, 101 miles per hour. We do have a short porch over here in right field, so. But Smith recovers, strikes out Yang and a pitch in the dirt again for the 2nd out of the inning. That gets him up to 8 Ks, I believe. And Wetzel's back in, and he's going to swing and miss on a splitter. So Smith recovers from the home run by Rogers, striking out the next 2 guys, limiting the damage. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-2 Barons. And as we head to the 6th, Barons manager is going to take Smith out of the game, bringing in Max Roberts. Great start by Smith, dominant start. As we're going to move ahead here to the 9th inning. And Jared Kelly's going to, nice changeup on the outside corner. Strike 3, ends the game. Seals the victory, his first save of the season, and his Barons win 4-3. Great debut by Smith. Great game both on offense and defense by Montgomery. And you got to love it. First game of the year. All facets of the game are clicking already. Great start. And let's go in here and take a look at the box score now. You can see Chattanooga only had 5 hits. Big one being a 2-run homer by Jack Rogers, but they struck out 13 times. On the pitching side, Chase Burns, not a good start. 6 hits, 2 walks, 4 earned runs, less than 4 innings pitched. Did have 7 Ks. Birmingham, on the other hand, they only had 6 hits. Nobody had 2. They struck out 14 times as well, but the bullpen shut them down. Only allowed 3 hits in 4 innings, 1 run, 5 Ks on top of Smith's 5 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Great debut by Hagen Smith. All right, now is our first chance to look at the prospects for the upcoming draft. You can see on this board right here, I would go in here every week and adjust these based on who you're scouting, but we're always going to be looking for starting pitching, so that's never going to change unless it's late in the process and we need to check relievers or closers. But we're going to target starting pitchers for extra influence. We really need a third baseman, so if we can find one, we want to make sure we get him scouted up and he's interested. And actually, any of these 3 outfield spots we're going to need. Before we jump into the actual setting of our scouts and looking at the players, I want to show you this page. Anybody that knows me knows I'm huge on spreadsheets, and we're going to be working in this spreadsheet throughout the entirety of this franchise. It's going to be a way for us to track the players, track how they progress, what their potential is. Are they on the 40-man or not? Can they be exposed to the Rule 5 draft or not. How much are we paying them? When are they going to be a free agents? They have renewable contracts, arbitration contracts. It helps us see entire position groups at one time and helps us figure out which players are real prospects and which guys are just minor league fillers. So you can see right here, our number 1, Hagen Smith, obviously our best pitcher, highest potential, youngest age. He's only making $70K. He's got renewable for a while. These arbitration really probably won't kick in at all unless we rush him to the majors. So we only have 4 pitchers, starting pitchers that are C potential. So obviously we're going to need pitchers in this draft. Relievers, we only have 1. That is not only a C, these 2 guys are C's, but they're both 27. They're both making a lot of money. If we can replace them, great. Jared Kelly's probably going to be with us for a while. Everybody else is expendable. They're just going to be there as fodder for the minor leagues until we can replace them. Same thing, closers. We only have 1 closer on a 40-man. He's already 32. So we're going to need relievers and closers at some point. If we draft starting pitchers that have low stamina, below 70 on the stamina, I'm going to automatically ship them over to the bullpen. So just because their stamina is low and we take them, doesn't mean it's a bad pick. It means we're going to shove them in the bullpen and hopefully they can progress there. When you move a starting pitcher to the bullpen, their overall automatically drops. So that actually gives them more room to grow in their new role. So don't be afraid to do that. You can see on the infield side, we do have our catcher of the future, although he is 21. So by the time he gets to the majors, he's probably going to be 23, 24, which isn't a bad age. But we need to start looking for someone to fill in behind him to either be a backup or if we find an even better one. First base, Chavez is a little old. He's not going to do much for the future. He might go up to the major leagues next year, but we'll see. We do need a slugging young first baseman. Second base, what I'm going to do at second is I'm going to take Jacob Gonzalez and we're going to move him to second since it's one of his secondary positions. We'll leave Jordan Sprinkle at short. But Gonzalez is going to move to second base. He'll be our prime prospect at second base until we can draft someone. Obviously, Colson Montgomery is our top hitting prospect and our starting shortstop of the future. Third base is in their area of need, as you saw. I have it checked on the other page. If we can find one early, great. We need one. Outfield, we have a bunch of young guys, 22, 19, 18. They're all C potentials except for Zavala. But Zavala's hit tools are a little bit lower than his defense. So anything we can get in the outfield in this draft is going to be wonderful, even if they're a little bit older and they don't have a high potential. That's fine. We need bats, and we need bats at every level because these guys are going to help your pitchers develop because they're going to win games and they're going to make great plays on defense, right? So let's go back in here. You can see where we rank among the MLB teams. We have the worst right fielders, the second worst left fielders, the second worst relievers and closers. We need a lot of help. So that's what we're going to start looking at. Our first priority, we will change the order of these around, but I always want to do, thank you Fiend again for showing how to do this. We're going to go discover international pitchers first because that's typically the largest pool of pitchers. And then in that same vein, we're going to go in here and use this 98 efficiency, 94 pitching scout to scout international starting pitchers. And then lastly, we're going to go in here and now we're going to look at what these prospects actually look like. You can see we have the 5th pick in the draft. Over there on the left, we pick 5, 42, 67, 81, 111, 141, 171. And Michael Ferreira is the number 1. He's 21 years old. A to B potential, anywhere from 63 to 82 before we scout him. He's great contact, great discipline. He's got a great arm. Looks like he's really good everywhere. His fielding might be a touch low. And his power is going to be on the lower end, but it can develop. So we'll see what his secondary positions are, because if he can play second base, that's a potential there. Or we could just ship him out to the outfield where he has a good arm, and that would help us in there as well. He's only 5'9", so it means he's more likely going to be a second baseman or an outfielder than a 5'9" third baseman, but we'll see. We have a closer that's second on the list. If you see a lot of closers and relievers high in the list, it means probably going to be a bad draft class for position players unless you can discover some. Juan Prado, 19-year-old, looks like he could be high potential. Lefty bat. He's going to really have good power against right-handed pitching, and he has great speed and stealing. So he could be one of those, you know, power and speed combo, but his bat needs a little work. Connor Tunick, great hits per nine stamina, velocity, 99-mile-an-hour fastball, two-seamer and four-seamer. He's a possibility for us at number 5. Wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm not going to take a reliever. Meeks is another one. Great velocity, break, stamina, better hits per nine. So we got some flamers at the top of the flamers, fireballers at the top. Steven Garcia, another center fielder, might be a little bit lower on his potential, but he has a great bat, especially against lefties. Another good speed guy here. And Marshall Ali, same thing. Good speed, good contact, not as much power. Definite center field type. We do need a leadoff hitter. This guy looks like he's going to be one of those that has a low overall, high potential. Don't take forever to develop. Juan Maldonado, that gap between his potential and his overall isn't great, so it's probably going to be lower than on the higher end. Still would take him, but not at number 5. Again, this guy, vision isn't that great, discipline is that great. He can hit the ball, it's great defense, great speed. So at this point, we're just going to need athletes. But you can see as we go through, there's not a lot of high-end catching. Have an older first baseman, which would be fine. We could use him. If he slipped to the second round, I wouldn't be opposed to taking him. Let him grow. There's an 18-year-old that's probably a better high-end prospect, just doesn't have as much power. Second base, this guy cannot hit for squat. Be more likely to take more of a chance on Ernesto, the 21-year-old, or even Andre Emery here, 22-year-old. Again, he's number 1. This guy, he would have to come in on the higher end of his potentials to be worth it. Shortstop, can't hit, no power, so we're not interested. We already have Montgomery. Would be interested in this guy. He can definitely hit. His power's kind of medium, his fielding's medium, but he has great speed too. He could be another great contact guy, get on base. You always need somebody at the top of the order at 1 or 2. So you can see we have a few options at number 5, whether it's a pitcher or a fielder. I'm not opposed to just sticking with pitching and taking a heavily laden pitching draft class the first year, but you know, if there's a bat out there and this guy's the clear number 1 prospect and he slips to 5, then, you know, I would gladly take him. So we're going to go ahead and let's scout him up, put him in the number 1 slot. Already got third base checked, so we get extra influence. So since he's 22, he's going to be 100% scouted at the end of 1 week, so we will know right away what he is. So let's go ahead and advance that, and we will see what he ends up being when we advance through the very next week. And as you can see, after 1 week of scouting, since he's 21 years old, he's already 100% scouted. And Michael Ferreira looks like he's going to be somewhere in the mid 80s and somewhere in the high 60s overall right off the rip at 21. Great hitting stats except for his power, a little low on the power, but that can develop. Great discipline, contact. He's going to be a really good guy to get on base. His speed and stealing is decent. His defense is pretty good. So, yeah, I'd be happy with this guy if we had to take him 5th overall. Like I said, I would not play him at third base. We'd move him to second or outfield. But he looks like a very good possibility, provided he drops and they decide to take pitchers instead. All right, let's jump into a player lock game here with Colson Montgomery as the Barons take on the Trash Pandas. Montgomery up, first inning, man on third, 1 out, rips one down the line, and it hit the bag and dribbles down by the bullpen. First baseman acted like it was foul, but they ruled it hit off the bag, and that's an RBI single for Colson Montgomery. What a weird play. Usually when the ball hits the bag, it shoots straight up in the air, but not this time. Now we're back up into third with 1 on and 2 out, and he rips a single to right field. It's his second hit in 2 ABs. Nice start for Colson in this one. Now we're up 1 out in the 5th inning, and he chases that changeup. Looked terrible doing it. 1 and 2 count now. Man on first again. See if Colson can come through with his 3rd hit of the game or not. And he rips one past Tucker at third base, and that is his third hit in a row. They're going to hold him to second base, but Montgomery was hitting 355 before that, AB. It's going to be even higher after that. Subsequently, Tim Elko is going to come up and drive in both runners with a double into the gap. And it's 4-0 Barons. Montgomery up here in the 7th inning, 4-0 lead. And he takes a pitch knee high, shin high. Over the plate, though, that changeup, strike 3, and that's his first out of the game. Up here in the 9th, ground ball to second base. Quick throw. Ends the day 3 for 5. Great game for Montgomery. And a great game for the Barons as they shut out the Trash Pandas 4-0, only giving up 1 hit all game while they hit 12 themselves. You can check out the box score here. Montgomery, 3 for 5, 1 run scored, 1 RBI. And we wrap up our first month with the Birmingham Barons down here in AA for the White Sox. Ended up the month 13-9. We were 11-4 at one point until we went to Chattanooga, faced the Lookouts again, and lost 5 out of 6. But we still ended up second place for the month. You can see we have, look at Hagen Smith. These are all of Hagen Smith's starts for the month. So he beats up Chase Burns early, 5 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, right? Bounces back his next start. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. And then this start against Mississippi, he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 hits, no walks, 1 run, strikes out 8. We hop down here, has another rematch against Chase Burns. This time he gets lit up just a little bit. 3 runs in 5 innings, 6 hits, only 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. You can see Burns pitched much better than he did opening day. And then they have their third head-to-head matchup of the month. And Smith, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. He's 3-0 with a 2.82 ERA for the month. What a great month for our best pitching prospect. Let's go in here, check out our hitters. Colson Montgomery, torrid month of April, 28 for 68, hit .412, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, scored 12 runs, stole a base. Sam Zavala said his glove is ahead of his bat right now, hit .250, not bad. Leoto Chapelli, 266, he's hitting leadoff for us against righties, further down against lefties. He's got 3 stolen bases. Our catcher, Edgar Caro, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 275, not a bad month. Zach Remillard, he's 30-plus years old. He's not a prospect. He's just filling in right now here and there. Elko, no home runs, but 13 RBIs. George Waclau, struggling at the bat with that contact in the 30s and 40s. You figure he would. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. DJ Gladney's not doing well. Wes Kath, saw him hit a home run in a game we blocked on Montgomery earlier. Gonzalez is struggling. So it's really, really top heavy. This guy came up later in the month when we needed to get somebody that might be able to hit in this outfield. But it's basically a one-man show here with Colson Montgomery on the offensive side. And then on the pitching, Hagen Smith again, 3-0. He's got 41 strikeouts and 28 2/3 with 7 walks, a 2.83 ERA, and 0.91 WHIP. Our other young prospect pitcher, Davey Garcia, 2-2 with a 152 and a 127. So he's doing just as well. We look at Hagen Smith here, 19 hits in 28 innings, only 7 walks, 3 home runs allowed. He has been phenomenal, and he actually has gone up 2 overall points. He started as a 69. He's up to a 71. We've only played 1 month. Also looking at Montgomery, 3 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, 8 walks. So he's got a 412 on base, a 412 average, a 474 on base, 618 slugging, OPS almost 1100. And he's gone up 1 overall. He went from 71 to a 72. You can see his contact is way up right now. So nice progress. Here, let's go look at Garcia since he's had a good month as well. 24 hits in 23 innings, but no home runs allowed. He's allowed 5 unearned runs. That's kept his ERA down. And His home runs per nine's up, strikeouts and walks are up a touch. So we do have some nice initial progress with these teams, and hopefully we can keep this going as we head into the month of May. If you like the content so far, please make sure you hit a like, subscribe, leave a comment, share it out, and I will be back very soon with another episode of the White Sox Draft Only franchise.